Shalom, shalom, shalom. Come on through, come on through. Hope everybody's doing well today. Uh, Many are just waking up. Anywhere you at around the world, many are already, got their day going and rolling. So Friday, tonight's the Sabbath. So going into tomorrow. But I just wanted to come through. Just start off with a prayer. Most High, thank you for waking us up today. Thank you for giving us the strength. Thank you for letting us see another day and giving us another chance. We love you. We ask you to place the angels around us and continue to uh, bless us as we continue to be obedient as you want us to be. Pray for the safety for everyone and continue to give them guidance and continue to be able to prosper and do great things by you. We know this world is temporary. We know that we have to store up our treasures in this world for the kingdom that you have set for us. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for everybody. Thank you for the family. Thank you for people that are there for you, good friends, and we also know how to guide our hearts, knowing that who's who, even those who are around us, who are there, and we ask for those spirits to be able to have good spirits and not put something else on somebody just because of what they've seen and done. So we love you Most High. We thank you for all the great things you have in store for us, and we appreciate you. Amen. So I just wanted to go over a few things, family. Been talking about fight, the fight for what's right, and turn in the Torah, learning the ways of the Torah. Just want to get a quick scripture. I mentioned it earlier this week. I want to say Deuteronomy 10, 12 to 13. The Most High says to his children, "And now Israel, what doth the Most High, the Elohim, require of thee, but to fear the Most High, the Elohim, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Most High, the Elohim, with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Most High and his statutes." 2 Timothy 2 and 15 says, "Study thyself to be approved." We talked about that earlier this week. I didn't want another live, but I don't think it went through. It didn't save. So sometimes the connection is not that great. But so I kind of bring it back to the foundation. When we talk about the Torah, and why should we read the Torah? It's because that's where we're going to learn those commandments, the statutes, and the judgments that the Most High, gave His people, and to understand, like, basically where we're at today in these times. Remember, the Torah is the first 5 books of the Bible, so Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. And this is where we begin to understand who the Most High is and what He established in His covenant with His people, and how He instructed us to live. And we grow up in the world, doing the world's things and how they operate X, Y, and Z. But He told us, He gave His instructions to His people for a reason, and that's something that the world can actually, they cannot destroy. They have to have that out there. They put it out there. Maybe it's scattered. Maybe it's not all in one place. There's so many books out there. It's not just the Bible. You have the Sefer. You got Dead Sea Scrolls. You got Apocrypha. So yes, it's spread out. It's out there. So you can really go. The information is it's out there, but they're gonna spread it just like most High chosen people will spread it out four corners of the earth, right? Keep you confused, keep you not understanding. You know, build a language where you don't understand, legal language where you don't understand. So therefore, you have to have representation, all types of stuff. It's just what I'm saying is you have to seek the Most High. You have to study thyself to be approved. Because once you study, then you come back to understanding of knowing what you're supposed to be doing, right? We're all still learning. Nobody is perfect. Nobody knows everything. So, I read passages before, and then years later, I read them again, and I'm like, hey, I noticed something different. So, for example, Paul and Timothy, they studied to show themselves approved, not because they were trying to prove they're smarter than everyone else, but because they want to know what the Most High, want to know the Most High better. The more we study, the more we understand His character. The more we understand His character, the more we understand how to walk in obedience. Okay. I was reading last night, Abraham, or Genesis chapter 12, right? And I noticed that at this point, Abraham was Abram at this point in Genesis. He wasn't Abraham yet. He wasn't the father of many nations yet. That came later. His name changed later on. The Most High blessed him and changed his name so he can be father of many nations. The Most High tells Abraham, hey, leave your country, leave your family, go to the land that I will show you. The Most High didn't give Abraham every detail. He gave him a command. And what did Abraham do? He obeyed. He stepped out of his faith before he knew the entire plan. And that's how many of us want the Most High to work today. We want all the answers up front, right? Everything, we want it all, or we want the whole clear picture right up front. But often He says, "Trust me first." You gotta trust the Most High first. Everybody's been through ups and downs, and I can definitely say the same. But trust me, this is the time where, hey, there's gonna be a time where you trust in the Most High, and that's just what it is. He knows your heart. He knows that you love your people, and that you go hard for your people. You grind for your people, but there's gonna be a time where He wants you to reset because it's like, hey, I know you're working hard for your people. I know you're doing X, Y, and Z. You're doing so much for your people, you know, and for your family, X, Y, and Z. But I need you to focus here. I need you to focus on this because you're caught up right now, right? So later on, Most High changed Abraham's name to Abraham. It didn't happen. It didn't happen before his journey. It happened during the journey. So that's something that should encourage us all. The Most High doesn't wait until we're perfect before He begins working in our lives. It doesn't wait till you're a finished product. He wants to work on you when you're not a finished product. He calls us, He teaches us, He corrects us, and He grows us. That's why studying the Torah is it's a lifelong journey because you're not going to get everything all at once. So the Torah teaches again the commandments, the statutes, the judgments, the covenants that He has with His people and those who cleave to His people. Because the thing is, we were put Israel was put, his people was put in a position because at some point they didn't have the faith that the Gentiles had. There were other nations that had more faith in the Most High than his own people, and that's when he had, you know, put us underneath them because it's like they got more faith in me than you got faith in me, and you're my people, you're my chosen people. So, but we lost our ways, but a lot of stuff is coming back to understanding now, and it is a time to be, a lot of time to be alive, but we're in the time of the faith. Back then you were in the times of how do you say it? Times of seeing. You can see the miracles when Yeshua walked around and heal people eyesight. You know had people walking uh, from when they were paralyzed or whatever it may be, raising the dead. So back then you could see those miracles. That stuff was happening. But we're in the times of having faith. Like we don't see it, but we have to have the faith, and we're gonna have a more prosperous outcome because of that. Because He knows that we are in the times of having faith and not be able to see things, but having faith that they will happen, and that He will take care of us. So many of us will experience situations in our life where things feel unfair. Sometimes decisions are made before we even have an opportunity to fully explain, you know, ourselves. Whether that's a personal life, a workplace, it could be anywhere. Just you feel powerless, right? And I've seen it, and I've done it, and I've been through it, just like many people have. But the Torah reminds us not to ultimately rely into the human system. You gotta rely on the Most High. So throughout the history of Israel, like his people, I say Israel, but really I say Ivrit. Ivrit is the Most High's chosen people, is like real. Israel came later on, that was established, but we call them the Ivrit. But when they turned away from them, that's when they experienced harder lives, and that's why the Most says, "Return to me, walk in my ways, keep my commandments, even when circumstances are difficult." We are still responsible for how we do things, and just giving and, and having that obedience is key. And for me, I just feel so great, you know, grateful. What I'm saying is a lot of things are already set in place. You know, just like when you're in a system, people think like, hey, there was a choice right then and there. Like I said, the human system is not always, you don't always have choices. They're like, hey, shut up. I don't want you saying anything. Sign this dotted line and keep it moving. That's happened. That's happened many times because it's like they're in control, so therefore say nothing. You don't know what's being said. You don't know what's put down on the paper. You don't know anything until what? Until later on, stuff like that happens, and then people want to, other people think like, hey, you had the choice to do X, Y, and Z. Like you don't know everything. You only know what you can see. You don't know the whole picture. So that's why I tell people you got to keep faith in the Most High because people are gonna have their perspective on things, and it's like, okay, I give it to you, Most High, because you know the full picture. You know the whole scope. So just wanted to reach out to you guys and just talk about why it's key to continue to read in the Torah, continue to understand, especially during these times. I hope everybody's having a blessed week, and hope everybody be able to understand and have faith in the Most High and put, put people that's going to bless you into your lives, right? And to understand that, if you see somebody that's really trying their best all the time and they're giving you that effort to do things for you all the time, that can be a blessing because when it's gone, right? But you got to recognize things because it's so easy to get caught up in stuff, especially when you don't understand what's being set upon you, especially when it's something that you don't know nothing about. There's a lot of stuff out here. A lot of people don't know nothing about, but they throw, they get thrown into stuff and into situations, and it's like, what do I do next? So you're leaning on people to guide you in the right direction. But you got to give it to the Most High and ask you, like, hey, is this the right direction, or am I being led into the dark? So you gotta have faith. Hope y'all stay blessed up. Have a good Sabbath. Starts tonight, going into tomorrow. So sunset Friday, sunset Saturday. Have a blessed one. Stay prayed up and keep giving the praise to the Most High. Shalom.